If you're a die-hard sports fan or sports fanatic, then this is the place you want to be. You're now listening to the Bra Amigos podcast, the best place for all sports everything. So pull up and let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to football. You already know who it is, Bra Amigos podcast, and we are back, and we are so happy. Oh God, thank God. It's NFL season. Finally. It's here.
We back.
And we are back. And we are loving it. We are freaking loving it. We are family. All of us. We are family of football people. And we love it. We gotta jump off. You already know it's me and Rob. Rob, the Vikings. What happened?
It's not too many things I regret from my youth, you know. Yeah, it's like, I've made, I won't say mistakes. I just made decisions that reverberate out and, are long lasting, and have a lasting impact. Like this shirt I'm wearing, with the great Randy Moss on it, It's fire ass shirt that I got. I got it, because hey, I'm a fan of him. He's the reason why I became a fan of this team. So the Minnesota Football Vikings. And I every time, I watch these games, I just think about the times that I've had with this team. And today was almost like an encapsulation of that, you know, where we lose to a team that we should fucking beat. The Buccaneers. They're not a team that's in our class. We are better. We are a better team than the Buccaneers. I say we because I've been with them my life. All right, I've been with the Minnesota Vikings longer than a lot of the people that's on the Minnesota Vikings. Longer than Kurt. Longer than Justin. I ain't even gonna put it like that. Look, all I'm saying like this: Kirk started out slow. He had a rough start, which a lot of QBs had rough starts today. Um, but it was rough. That first fumble, I could say it's not really him. As you could see on the replay, the right guard basically knocked it out of his hand on accident. Fumble, Buccaneers recovered. That second one though, that second fumble, that was on him. Couldn't feel the pressure. Antoine Whitfield's coming in, knocks the shit out of him. Sack, fumble, recovered by the Bucks. That's him. Like that's on Kirk. I would basically say that was him. The interception where basically he's thrown it to KJ Osborne and essentially the dude ripped it out of his hand. Kirk seemed like he put it in a nice pocket for him to get it, and dude just snatched it. Granted, it was kind of like, almost double coverage where basically uh the corner, Isaiah, basically was covering him, got a safety right there over the top. Right as Osborne basically catches the ball, hits into the safety, dude snatched from gone. And then the rest of the game, I mean, Baker Mayfield running for that third down, they basically sealed the game. Chris Godwin making a catch that also sealed the game. I mean, we just did not have it today. Granted, they should have basically made it out and been able to convert. Going basically three and out like that last big drive right before basically the Buccaneers sealed it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we should have been able to take advantage of that at home. We got Justin Jefferson, we got Jordan Addison, we got T.J. Hawkinson, we got Alexander Madison. We got all these skillful playmakers, and we can't make it happen. Perk didn't make it happen. All right, he threw for 344 and two tutties, but the thing about it is we didn't make it happen. All right, we couldn't run the ball for shit. I mean, but it's gonna be hard to run the ball on that defensive line for the Buccaneers with Vita Vea right there in the middle. So we gotta do a better job with that. But I'm gonna get off my loser press conference with this team. This is just what it is, and we're about. I would say, looking at my imaginary Rolly, we're about 360 some days from the Vikings having Kirk Cousins as QB1. Even though I'm not gonna basically put this whole loss on him, I will say that there's time. It's time for a change. Like Owen Hart, the late great Owen Hart, basically said, "Enough is enough, and it's time for a change." Kirk's got to get out of there. We got to get somebody else in there. Granted, he's only making middle of the road quarterback money, so it's not like he's like really hurting the cap like that. And Jordan Jefferson, I'm not Jordan Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is gonna make his money.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, he's gonna make his money and he's gonna get paid. But Kirk ain't gonna be the quarterback. We about basically a year away from Jacoby Brissett or Marcus Mariota or whoever being that starting quarterback. Maybe Davis Mills. I would like Davis Mills. Like I sneaky like Davis Mills,
Just
but
yeah.
like having some other quarterback and some first rounder that's sitting behind him being the quarterback that we're gonna have going into the future. Whether that's Bo Nix, which I heard and I feel like it's gonna be the case. Shador Sanders, which we're gonna talk about him a little bit more later.
Yes.
But I just we gonna need somebody new. Kirk's got to just go somewhere else, whether that's San Francisco, whether that's wherever. Just be somewhere else. Do something else. Thank you for your good times. Peace out. Love you. Miss you. Don't come back for real. All right.
Uh,
That's my end.
the fact that he told y'all not to come back ever. Well, not to come back ever, Kurt. It's time to end this relationship. Okay. So
Lose my key, lose the number.
that's bad. So I got to thinking about this, and you know, Baker Mayfield, as we discussed before we got on, he did really good in short preparation, and now he's had time, he's had a team, and he may not be the best quarterback, but I want to quote my podcast partner. He's a playmaker that may not make all of the plays, but he makes the right play at the right time to get the win. And that's what Baker Mayfield does. Baker Mayfield, I feel like, had a little bit of Chuck Norris in him today. You know, where it's not that fourth quarters stop him from winning games. It's that Baker Mayfield makes fourth quarter stop so he can score and win the game. He had that type of effect. You know, yeah. See, yeah, they had that one up right there. Yeah, they had that one up. But it's the fact that he pulls out these games at the last second, and I'm not gonna say he's a Tim Tebow. He does Tim Tebow s fourth quarter type things, but to me, he's a better quarterback than Tim Tebow. Let's be honest. Tim Tebow is probably going to go down, as they say, one of the best college quarterbacks ever. But he was basically a souped up running back with kind of a quarterback's arm.
Basically.
Yeah. So, yeah. But Baker Mayfield did his thing today, and he got it done. And y'all, I thought that this was going to be a game where I had y'all putting up about like 28, close to 30, and I thought that y'all were going to beat them. And I thought it was gonna start off slow, and that y'all might get it going by the third quarter. Y'all gonna put up enough points, put this in the dust, and that was gonna be y'all 1-0 and not a 0-1. Baker Mayfield said he had other things to do today, and that the Vikings would be on his checklist to get y'all out the way, and he did. It wasn't
Yeah.
the best. It wasn't the best arm performance, but it was a clutch performance.
Yeah. And that Buccaneers defense is still good. Like
Oh,
I
hell
was
yeah.
basically doubting them and kind of clowning them for basically being like, kind of just treading water, waiting for the rebuild to actually take place. They actually still are pretty good. And so, nah, man, they all credit to him because I mean Baker started out bad and basically pulled it out in the end. So I don't know. Maybe I'm now a little bit more confident in them, like what they're gonna do in the NFC South and what they're gonna do for the rest of the season. But yeah, I felt like we should have it should have been like you said, it should have been like 28-31 points with us, maybe holding them to 17. But I got to shout out Caleb Evans from for the Vikings. Like, dude was out there making plays all game, and
Yes.
like hopefully that's a marker for the rest of the season within Florida's defense. But no, that boy was making plays all game. Like I was quite impressed with what he was doing today. So that's what
Now,
it is.
I got to rewind to Thursday night's game. And me and Rob told you guys that the Lions were going to be a decent, pretty good team. And people, it's a few of y'all who I feel like y'all didn't believe that the Lions didn't laugh and stock, they ain't been that. But they put up a fight and they managed to pull off a 1 point win against the reigning Super Bowl champs right now, Kansas City. Uh,
Mhm.
I'd say this. Don't just think, oh, the Lions are going all the way now. They got rid of Mahomes. Look, you win some, you lose some. You stole off a 1 point game on them. Kelsey, I don't even think Kelsey even played. So yeah, and all of you people out there, is Mahomes exposed? No, he just needs a tight end that can do what he needs to do.
He needs professional wide receivers that can catch the fucking ball and hold on to the ball
Yes.
after catching it. I like dog, like Kadarius Tony, like my dude. I don't know if the Russians told you not to catch the ball. I don't know if any other, Eastern European ne'er do wells basically told you to not catch the ball. But my boy, you had some really juicy
Catchable.
ones slip through your fingers like it was some moist brisket. Like, dude, like the ones that basically came through your hands, it was just like bow, and it was just like whoa, and you basically saw the Brian Branch, the rookie from Lions, basically catching, getting going for a pick six. That was on you, my boy. Like it's not something that you can say, well, Mahomes did this. Mahomes' issue was throwing it to him. That was it. They didn't catch it, and I mean, Kelsey is a little bit more sure-handed, and they probably would have been better with him. But it's also to the point of his players, his guys didn't catch the ball a lot. And when you don't catch the ball a lot, it's going to hurt your chances as far as winning. And credit to the Lions, because all their rookies had a nice showing. Jack Campbell,
Yep.
linebacker for the Lions. Jameer Gibbs had a put touchdown for the Lions. Like I said, Brian Branch, also another rookie, had a touchdown for the Lions. Like, they basically were playing a very nice game and showed that, man, we did something in last year's draft. Like, they're built for the future, and they're still gonna be a formidable team in the NFC West. The Lions are, and so but it's one of those things. Like, yeah, the Chiefs, like, they y'all literally, pun intended, slip through your fingers, and I don't know what to really tell you. Like, you can't have that, have it going forward. Because I mean, they still missing Chris Jones, but Chris Jones wasn't going out to play the X receiver. You motherfuckers got to catch, and y'all got to catch going forward. And I think they will, especially because, like, I don't think Justin Ross had a lot of burn, and I don't know how much. I didn't really see him on the field all much, so I don't know how, like, was he getting separation. But yeah,
Mm,
Sky Moore, to that Kadarius Tony, Rasheed Rice, like, he was actually playing fairly well. But yeah, y'all have they have the core to step up. They just got to catch the fucking ball.
exactly. And that's going to be a big part on. I wonder if old Andy Reid is gonna go in there and go at their ass about catching the ball. I think he will. I think wide receiver coaches are gonna be on top of it. Shout out to St. Brown too. St. Brown, you went out there. You were another one. Got like, I want to say, like 71 yards. You had a touchdown for Detroit. That team is gonna be sneaky good. I'm looking for them to creep into the playoffs, or at least be right there on the cusp of, hey, we making a playoff push. That's gonna definitely be an interesting one. And
Mm.
I started to put on my LSU shirt, but I was a little disappointed where I'm about to have to go with this one. Uh, so, Joe Burr, I was gonna grab the LSU shirt, and then I thought about it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You just signed the big one. the big contract, the big one, and then we lay our egg today. And Jamar Chase, I feel like you should. I want to say, was it him or T. Higgins said that they were playing elves? Which one of them
Oh,
said
that was
that?
Chase.
That was Chase. Jamar, don't ever hype up somebody. Don't ever hype them up. I'm trying to remember who this was. It was a Michael Jordan story told about this. Um, it was not Brian Russell, Byron Scott. No, Byron Scott was the coach at the time. And I forgot who was guarding, and it was somebody from the Memphis Grizzlies, and Mike went and got like 19, 20 in the fourth quarter. But you don't talk to your man like that. You don't talk to my man. Don't talk to him. Don't hype him up to make this happen. 24-3 after signing that big ass contract, and y'all get walked. And Jamar, I'ma place part of the blame on you running your mouth, and then I'ma place the rest of it on stuff like this. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw this out there. Biggest contract was $214 million. 214 on his extension.
Yeah, like $1,000.
So this is what we gonna say. I thought I'd never say this, especially about a quarterback that I hold in such high praise. 14-31 for 82 yards. 82 yards. We threw the ball 31 times and got 82 yards out of it. Mixon had 56 rushing yards. Jamar Chase 5 receptions for 39 yards. He didn't even cover half the field. Not even half. Not barely close to 40%. Okay. And on the other side, Deshaun Watson, 154, touchdown, interception. Nick Chubb was chugging along, bro. 18 carries, 106 yards. Gotta watch out for that, man. But it's the fact that y'all opened y'all mouth and then got railroaded today. And it wasn't too bad. You know, it wasn't too bad. But it was bad enough. So don't do that. Don't ever open your mouth again and tell them, oh, we playing a bunch of elves. Because the elves just stuffed your stocking, homie. And you may not like that. But it happened. You're gonna have to get it together. If y'all have another good matchup, it's gotta be on. Ravens, Texans. I don't know. Did you peep this one out any, Rob?
Yeah, I think it hit the red zone a few times. I think I had it on there a little bit, but yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead with it.
Dobbins.
Yeah.
Dobbins. The Ravens just took a blow. They took a blow. How bad do you think that this is going to affect them?
It's okay. Flippantly, I think it's not going to affect them much.
You don't think so?
Because they're used to it at this point. Like, he's had so many injuries and he's had so many. It feels like this is more routine with him in particular. Because, like, this is like what, his second or third season in an injury?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's his second.
Yeah, like, they're so used to him being out that it's like, just happens again. And I hope he's all right. Because I know, like, that sounded very callous to me to basically be like, you know, they're used to basically him being hurt, but it's the God's honest truth. Like, he's always out.
Yeah.
And I know that they were looking for him to basically, help with their chances, but it's what it is. But no, I think they'll overall be okay. They'll probably bring in another back, whatever free agent back that's out there still. They'll probably bring them in and go from there.
Who are you going to pick up though? Maybe... Because he's out the whole season now. It's Achilles. They already ruled him out. I want to say it's Achilles, ACL. I want to say it's Achilles.
Oh yeah, no, it's Achilles. He tore his
done.
Achilles.
Yeah, he's done. It's like who are we going to pull out now to get him to get a serviceable back for like the entire year now? Because this isn't like a 5 or 6 game stretch now. You actually have to go through this the rest of the year, and on top of that, like, Lamar didn't have the best game. 169 interception, 17 to 22. He was good completion wise, but no touchdowns. They kind of this was like a kind of grinded out game right here. You
Mm.
25-9. Oh, shout out to CJ Stroud. The fact that the Texans were willing to let him throw the ball 44 times today.
Mm.
Hey, here go the reins, here go the keys to the car. Just trying not to bring it back scratched up and beat up.
Which is good. Like, yeah, gotta have to do that.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to do that. 242, not bad for you know, debut. First
All right.
NFL game.
So I brought up some names. So I picked up some names for who they might be able to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's square some. Let's see how you feel about some of these names. All right, Leonard Fournette.
That might be a pretty decent pickup right there.
Okay. See Kareem Hunt.
Ooh. Okay, who else they got?
All right, let's go Gio Bernard.
So nobody's trying to source Kareem or Leonard right now.
Not that I could see. And granted, this is just a list of free agent running backs right now. So, and this was like the first few names. Melvin Gordon.
That's another good one.
Who was actually on Baltimore last, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else they got here. We got David Johnson.
Another decent one.
Kenyon Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm Brown, who I would think would be a nice pickup for them.
Yeah, you would.
But yeah, like James Robinson actually would be good too. Like I've liked James Robinson in the past, like when he was with the Jets. But yeah, I mean it's gonna be he can be, it can be to where they get somebody else. I know Justice Hill, I think is one of their running backs.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I saw
wasn't
him
he
like on
like
the
second or
touchdown
third
graphic.
string or something?
Yeah, so I mean, and I can't remember if they still got Gus Edwards. But yeah, they'll find somebody else to replace him, and it's just like I said, for the human aspect of it, it just sucks for him.
It does.
Like I can absolutely imagine him being heartbroken about basically the year long, recovery that he's gonna have to basically do now versus being on, I would say, probably a playoff run with the Ravens coming up. So
yeah,
but
it's gonna
but yeah, like you said, CJ Stroud getting the reins, I think is a good thing, especially for his development. They got a nice little squad with Robert Woods. I saw he was doing well. Got Damian Pierce. They got some guys. Like I'm still thinking him like you pointed out basically. Him and Will Anderson basically getting offensive rookie and defensive rookie of the year.
I can see it happening. I can definitely see it happening over there in Texas, and I think because the Texas, like you said, they've handed him over the reins. I feel like that's your okay. And this is just gonna be a quick touch on this. I feel like if you're an NFL team right now and you draft that high of a quarterback, two things have to be ready. The system that you're gonna put him in. Well, three. The system, whoever's your play caller, and you having the willingness to say, okay, just like a parent with a child with a car. Hey, you're 16 now. I want to give you the keys to the car. I trust you. I'm going to trust that you're not going to go out here and mess this up and wreck the car and get a bunch of tickets and stuff like that. So here go the keys to the car. Go do what you need to do with this and come back safely. And I feel like they put him in the driver's seat. He maybe didn't come back with everything that you asked for from the store and got the win, but he did a really good job at what he had to do today. He got 242 yards. You put the ball in his hands 44 times to throw. He completed like 28 of them. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. Hey, now we just need to work on you connecting the dots with your receivers and putting stuff in the red zone, getting this thing done. defense needs to hold up a little bit more and whatnot, and kind of make this a competition. And then, hey, we in the fight. We're in the
Yep.
fight for this, and it's gonna be. I feel like they have a start where they could be pushing back to the elevation that they were with Deshaun Watson before he left out the door due to all of his other stuff, and this could be a damn good start for them. This could be a damn good start. Now, we're gonna move on to another rookie QB right now. So, Panthers Falcons. You took a little look at it.
A little bit.
So, this is what I'm gonna say about this one. Bryce Young, if he can wheel it in, just a little, if he can wheel it in, he had some throws that they should have been completions, and he had some throws that were a little off target tips. He had 2 interceptions. He had a touchdown. He was like 20-38, but he had 146 yards. He did decent. Now, on the flip side of that, Desmond Ritter, okay, who was ACC offensive, I want to say he was offensive player of the year 1 year. He almost threw a perfect basic game. 15-18, 115 yards. He got a touchdown. But what surprised me though is, Atlanta had a couple rushing touchdowns. Kyle Pitts had 44 yards. Atlanta pulled this game out. I'm not gonna say that I for sure had Atlanta it was gonna be a check off win for them. I thought that the young boy would, put up a fight, which he did. He kind of tussled with him a little bit, because I know they got Thielen and everything over there. They were looking good. Like on paper, I feel like Carolina is still a very, very, very good team. Let's not mistake that. Still think that they're a good team. They're just young. Okay?
Yep.
They're just young. That's all it is to it. What did you peep in and see from that game? Because Atlanta did get the win 24-10. What did you think?
Bijan is a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And going to be a motherfucker for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That man, like, that touchdown that he had, woo, that stop, boop. Like, yeah, that man is going to be a problem.
Yes, he will.
Because and you hear people talk about it. You heard people being like, man, wait until Bijan hit the league. And he is good. And it's still to where I feel like I said in the last episode, where you got a bunch of diamonds that spread about around a lot of horse shit or around a dump. That is the same feeling. It's like we might be coming to the free Bijan crowd coming soon. I mean, I had Kyle Pitts on a few fantasy teams, and it was looking dark for a while, but he got me some points, but he's first in line as far as free my dude, because it Desmond Ritter had a nice game, but with who he has between London, Pitts, and Robinson, how many yards did he have?
115.
Should be more than a fucking 115.
Yes, it should be. It should be. Now, with that being said, like I said, he was ACC Offensive Player of the Year 1 year. I want him, if he can get the ball out, okay, I'm gonna say he's gonna average 290 to 300 yards a game. If he can get the ball out efficiently, that Atlanta offense, it may not be this year, it may be late this year, and we may not see it till next year. But if that young Atlanta offense can get it together, I think that's going to be a hell of a show. I think that's going to be a hell of a show to watch in Atlanta. They develop properly. Mark this down. If Atlanta takes off later this year or going into next year, remember I said it, that team is going to be immaculate. That offense is going to be a problem to deal with. They just have to finish putting it all together. I promise you this. I promise you this. Now, another game I saw, it was close because I peeped at every game. Cardinals, Commanders.
Mm.
I think if Kyler Murray isn't out, I think they beat the Commanders.
Yeah.
They beat the Commanders. Dobbs did a game manager's job, 21 to 30, 132 yards. James Conner, 14 carries, 62 yards. Howell just went out there, 1931, 202, a touchdown, and interception. Brian Robinson Jr., 19 carries, 59 yards. It was a basic game. I feel like it was the lower tier teams battling it out, but one team didn't have their true starter. I feel like if they got Kyler, he comes out there, he makes it happen. You know, he's gonna scurry around and whatnot and make throws, and he's gonna affect that game differently. I feel like if that's him out there, I feel like they actually win that game. It wasn't too much action. It wasn't a lot of action in that one, but it was a decent game. You know, it's part of football, baby. It's just part of football.
Yeah.
Did you take any
It all
peeps at
comes
that
in
one?
line. Yeah, just whatever came on Red Zone. So I'm looking not to go away from talking about it. So I'm looking at what, because we're recording right now and there's still the late games on, and I'm looking at this stat line. My nigga, I want you to take a guess on how many yards at this current moment Tyreek Hill has. Just a quick guess.
Uh, they still playing?
Mhm.
150. No, is he north of 200? Oh Jesus!
Right.
I saw earlier whenever I was watching the game that I saw Miami tweet out that they had a cheetah sighting twice, and I was like, Tyreek Hill must be doing the damn thing. He's probably going to have 150 yards. He's north of 200.
Man.
Let's go ahead and check in because I see right now there's 54 seconds left on the clock. 4th and 12. Oh no, it's finished up now. Dolphins 36-34, getting the Chargers out of there. Like I said, Justin Herbert, another team to watch out. Chargers, very good team. Always pay attention. Austin Ekeler is over there. That team is very good. He had 16 carries, 117 a touchdown. Herbert had 23 out of 33, 228 and a touchdown. But Tua, we said this. Watch out for Miami. 28 of 45, 466 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And look at Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. We told y'all about this. We told y'all that Miami was going to be very, very, very dangerous. And this is the reason why. This is a perfect example why. We all know that the Chargers are not a pushover team. That's not a team that you can go out there and write off on Sunday. No team is. But we told you guys that the Chargers weren't a push-off team. You couldn't get it done. And look at Miami pulling it out 36-34. High-flying game, Tyreek Hill. There was definitely a cheetah sighting out there in Miami, Rob. It was definitely a cheetah sighting.
Ooh.
How many times have we been blessed with 200 yards game? In the first game of the season? The first game?
That's how you want to do it.
Oh my God. Just all you fantasy football people out there, I know whoever got Tyreek Hill, they talking mad. They talking mad.
Shit.
Oh madness right now. That fantasy football, just his points alone, we probably talking 30, 40 points easy. He's putting in work, and if you got Tua, you You loving it right now. 466 yards, 215 of them to Tyreek. That that is a super quality win for them to start the year. That just put the baseline for me to where Miami could be right there. That just put the baseline. That just showed you guys if you were, oh, I'm not sure about Miami, quit being unsure. It's here. They're going to show you. They've just shown you today. They're not to be thought of as a lesser team. And to think some years ago, bro, this was a team that went, what, 0-16? Or 1-15, something like that. A little bit of time turns a lot of things around. A little bit of time can turn a lot of things around, man. That is a banger. That is definitely a banger on a Sunday. Definitely. Another one. Didn't we tell y'all about the Jags? Look at me. Didn't we tell y'all about the Jags? Didn't we tell y'all about Sunshine? Didn't Rob, tell them about Sunshine, Rob. Tell them about Sunshine.
Like, like you gotta remember that Titan. Like Sunshine with his flowing hair. He gonna make a way. He gonna come through.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what else to say about him. Like he made the thing happen. I know like Anthony Richardson got knocked out close to the end of that game, but it's still the point of Sunshine came through.
He did.
Like Sunshine came through, man.
Bro, I'm telling. Oh, and I gotta speak on Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is a big ass quarterback. He
Big
is
motherfucker.
6'4", 244. He threw for 223, a touchdown, interception. I'm gonna say this. I don't think he quite has Cam Newton's speed, but he damn sure got Cam Newton's size.
I said he's bigger than Cam, ain't
he? I think Cam is like 6'2". He's damn sure he got all of the size, bro. And that is, I'm gonna be honest, that is a scary sight to watch. The quarterback get down and run sometime, and he's that big of a quarterback. Cause I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one out there. On average, our average running back is maybe between 5'10" and 6'1", no bigger than 6'2", and there's a 6'4", 244-pound quarterback running at you like a running back with the ball in his hand right now. But later on, you know he's gonna drop back at some point and throw this ball. And that's gonna be something dangerous. Indianapolis, I think, may have one if he can keep growing as a pocket passer and not just use his feet. I think that this may be their next long-term developmental quarterback for a while. I think that might be the dude. Trevor Lawrence showed out. You know Jacksonville is there. We told you guys to watch out for Jacksonville. Jacksonville was going to be a team that was already on our radar. You guys think we don't do this, bro. We pay attention to what's going on structurally with a lot of these teams. And we telling y'all can go back, y'all can listen to last week. Whenever we went through a bunch of these teams, we've told you guys we're looking, we're paying attention. We know who's doing what. Another team, Brock Purdy, 49ers, Steelers. Y'all, the Iron Curtain, I want to say right now they've had 20. Didn't they say that they have 20 winning seasons? Is what it was? That they've had 20 winning seasons in a row or something like that?
Oh, yeah, the Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, something like that.
So here's the crazy part. They've only been blown out at home a few times on an opening day. I want to say that the correct stat is on an opening day by so many. And this was one of the largest losses since 1997, I want to say, that they've lost this. No. Yeah, I want to say it was 2016 and another one was 97, I want to say. But they lost by 23 points on an opening day. I don't know what the Steelers are going to do. I don't know. Kenny Pickett, I don't think that that's going to be your long-term solution. I don't think.
Mm,
I watched him. He he looked he looked jittery.
mm,
For lack of a better term, he looked jittery at times. And I'm sorry to say that. He looked jittery at times. He didn't look like it was it's like he knew to play. Oh, X receiver's gonna be here, my Y is gonna be here, or this is a fade, this is a post. I don't know. I don't. I'm gonna throw this one out there, and I maybe see this happening. And I'm not wishing this upon, well, because you kind of want to get rid of him. I think if your Vikings can find a long term replacement, Cousins is going to end up somewhere like Pittsburgh. Because I don't see them finding, because they've won so consistently all these years, they're not being dropped the number one pick. Or they're hoping to either make a trade or somebody fall to their lap to make
yeah,
that long term solution. So I could
gotta jump
see,
some teams.
yeah, yeah, I could see them possibly going get like a Kirk Cousins. I could see that happen. He's better than what they have. Yeah, they don't have a Justin Jefferson, but not many teams in the league have a Justin Jefferson.
Nobody does.
Nobody has Justin Jefferson. Nobody has Jamar Chase. These are your one-off receivers. So with that being said, are you? If I'm the Vikings, if I can find my long-term replacement for Kirk Cousins, then I'm gonna. This is gonna be my horse that I'm gonna saddle up and ride for at least the next 4 or 5 years for a project. To if I gotta bill him or I gotta kind of surface and get my line right or whatever I gotta do to make this thing work with this long-term quarterback. If you can find that person right now, I think Kurt is gonna leave. Kurt is gonna end up somewhere like Pittsburgh, a team that's been winning, and he may have a slight resurgence and continue to go playoffs, and we'll see how he pans out with, you know, whatever's there for him to work with. But I could see that happening for him because
Mm,
hey, y'all in look, Vikings they hit a lot of playoffs. They done got some wins, they done got some losses, but he hasn't ever went over the top, and he's made a lot of guaranteed money being a Viking. He's made a lot of guaranteed money, and I could see
mm,
that. I could see him ending up being somewhere like a Steeler and continuing at least to win, make playoff appearances. He's gonna go out. Hey, I made a bunch of playoff appearances. I made a bunch of money. You know, I'm good. This is my career. You know, I think he's gonna be like Carson Palmer. No one ever got a ring. No, I did this. I hit the playoffs a few times. You know, well, he did. I feel like he hit the playoffs way more than Carson Palmer. But I hit the playoffs a bunch. I had some good games. I had some bad games. You know, I'm this, I'm that, and I made a bunch of money and I'm out. You know,
yeah.
and that's why I see him doing. But I got to talk about the opposite. The guys on the opposite side of the ball, the Steelers. Brock Purdy, 19 to 29, 220, 2 touchdowns. Perforating Purdy is what I was calling him while I was watching this game because he was shooting through the iron curtain just now. He was shooting through the steel curtain a little bit. He was poking them holes in there and he was making things happen. Christian McCaffrey, 22 yards, 152 yards, touchdown. That run that he had up the sideline, that was incredible. Blocks were
Mm,
on point. He made it happen. That was a terrific all around weapon that they picked up. And in his situation, and we're not even going to talk about the fact that the other big guns didn't do a lot because they didn't have to. But you guys forget that that's a team that still has Debo Samuel in George Kittle, and they didn't have the good games. You had two other people do all the work.
Yep.
San Francisco, gotta watch them. They're definitely on the radar. That's some teams that you gotta watch out. My goddamn hometown team, Saints. You pull this one out. You pull this one out by the skin of some goddamn andouille sausage down there in New Orleans. You pull this one out in Carr, 305 yards. You weren't exactly Drew Brees, one touchdown interception. You got the ball moving. Very good. Minnesota. I mean, not Minnesota. Some of you Minnesota fans must be talking about me for say that. Tennessee.
Maybe.
I've said this a million times about Ryan Tannehill, and I'm gonna say it again. I don't think this is what he's meant for. Not
He's
this starting job. Oh, he gotta be on his way out. 3 interceptions today, and not a touchdown. Not one touchdown. Not one. You mean to tell me 3 interceptions? And I'm gonna get this. New Orleans, y'all did damn good holding Derrick Henry ass down 15 carries and 63 yards. Cause
not easy to do.
I just knew. I was like, man, Derrick Henry might get like 100 yards today. He might be running. He might be talking shit in the Superdome and shit. And I ain't with all that. Take your ass home.
It's a big ass horse to rein in.
Yes, it is. That's quite the horse to rein in. And of course, D-Hop, and I'm gonna be honest. I hope that this doesn't cause D-Hop to talk shit about Tannehill because he can't get what he wants wide receiver wise, because we all know that I think him and Kyler's relationship was good, but it was him and ownership's relationship that was bad out there in Arizona. And I feel like this is that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Cause you were in a decent situation, and yeah, you weren't getting along with the front office and stuff, but you got along with your quarterback. And your quarterback made sure that he hit you. And the grass ain't green over there. It's kind of dingy brown right now. It's looking after this first game over there in Tennessee. But things can always spin around. But Tannehill, I don't see it. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. And I know it's gonna be, if any, Tennessee fans watch this and they go to the comment section. If you pray, nah, bro, it ain't that type of hate, bro. It's just I don't see it in Ryan Tannehill. I just don't like.
He's cool. Like it's not really anything against him. It's not anything that he does that's bad. It's just that he's just alright. Like he's not anything special, not anything to fight over, fight for, or anything like that. He's just alright. That's it. Like he's just alright. Yeah. And that's what's kind of hurting him. Is that he's just
I don't know. Tennessee, another team. That's another suitor that could wind up getting your boy Kirk Cousins if you guys find a long term. It's places for these.
They already got 2 cats that they got there that they trying to basically figure out what if the juice is worth the squeeze. So I think it's just basically they're what they're doing with Tannehill is just like they're like not trying to get Malik Willis and Will Levis any kind of run. They just like, all right, we gonna sustain this until we make a decision on who we gonna have as far as starting this, franchise. And it's probably gonna be Will Levis since he's the one that they just drafted.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're kind of out of Malik Willis and they haven't really had anybody to take suitors on him, which I would love to just, kick the tires on him as a Vikings fan. But yeah, like I think they're just trying to figure out what they're gonna do after Tannehill. But Tannehill's gone. Like he's gonna be gone.
He gotta be gone.
Like after this season for sure, because all his guaranteed money is gone. So
yeah, he's gotta be gone. And I got to talk about this one. This game ended a while ago. Broncos, Raiders. Porn star Jimmy pulls it out, 200 yards. Yeah, buddy. Had to hit him with it. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. Um, I will say this: the Broncos looked way better on offense than what they did last year. The problem is Sean Payton. I don't know if he thinks that his receiving core can't handle it or what, or he doesn't have a proper receiving core to put out there. Russell had a very, I'm gonna say, game manager efficient 27 to 34, 177 and 2 touchdowns. Okay. He made a lot of accurate passes. Like a lot of them. He made a lot of them. I think that they're gonna have to lean on him a little bit more to, I don't know if Sean was just testing the waters on, the first game or what, but I think he's gonna have to lean a little bit more into Russ and kind of, open up the playbook a little bit more for Russ. But I saw Russ dotted the end zone whenever he got down in the red zone, which was a huge problem for them last year. They had infinite red zone issues last year, but nah, I think that they're going to be a lot better red zone wise this year. I don't know. What are your thoughts on them? Bless you,
They're
man.
not anything to sneeze at, you know. Um, like they're I think they're gonna kind of figure it out. This is game one.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the reliance on the receivers now that it's a much different system and everybody's kind of come to it. Didn't have Jerry Judy for the game,
Yeah.
for the Broncos. So I'm thinking he's gonna make a difference next game, with that core. But yeah, think about it, they just got Javante Williams back, from his ACL injury. It'll be all right. I think they're gonna make it work. I mean, the Raiders, I still don't have as much faith in them as I probably could. Yeah, porn star Jimmy, made it back in, and him and Devontae seem like it's gonna be a nice little connection. But yeah, like it's still that division. If basically if the Chiefs receivers can catch the ball, and even though the Chargers lost today, shit, everybody in that division fucking lost today except for the
Yes.
Raiders.
Yeah, except
Which
them.
is wild to think about at the end of fucking Sunday, the
But it
Sunday
shows
games. Like,
how talented that division can. We're talking about the lesser team, the team that we find the lesser, the least in that division got the win, and everybody else lost.
wild,
It is
like
just that, but that's
wild.
NFL football for you. And I also want to point this out. Jacoby Myers had 800 and some yards last year for New England. He's starting
Mhm,
the year off 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he's going to get some run because of Devontae Adams out there. And
mhm,
I think this is going to be his time where if Jimmy can find Devontae and people find Devontae threatening enough from Jimmy's arm, Jacoby Myers is gonna shine as the number 2 on that team.
true.
That's gonna be their number 2, and plus they still got Austin Hooper out there. He's still out
Mhm,
there. That team, like we said, it's the least of the teams in that division, but still talented enough to do what they have to do. I'm not completely so. I'm kind of like you. I'm not really so. It's mostly because of Jimmy.
mhm.
It's kind of because of Jimmy. That's why I'm not so. I'm not so.
Well, I mean, I'm not sold mainly because they're the least talented roster in that division.
That is
Like
also true.
they, they up top and bottom, they don't have the same talent level that the Broncos, the Chiefs, and the Chargers have. Like, and it's not really a knock against them. It's just that those other teams got a lot of guys that, or at least at the very least, they have names that you have heard about. And granted, I'm not a deep dive into the pro football focus stuff and everything like that. So I'm not as granular level as probably I could be. As a podcast representative and a voice for sports media. But I'm looking at the Raiders roster. I'm looking at all these other ones, and it's like
Nah,
they
they're
don't
not.
compete. So, but it looks like they're actually going to be competing against these other teams. Um, and we'll see how they fare. But Yeah, I just don't have any faith in him because of that more than like Jimmy. Because I think Jimmy's gonna be fine. I think Jimmy is a fine QB, but he's not like somebody that's gonna accentuate and get you somewhere farther than what you feel like you can go.
True.
He's gonna basically get you to someplace,
Yeah, that's very true with that. Uh, Eagles Patriots ended a little bit ago, 25-20. Eagles did come out banging early. They had put up 16 fast on the Patriots. It was looking bad. Patriots swung back around second quarter. Uh, I was watching this game. I gotta say this. Jalen Hurts wasn't the best game for him. 22-33, 170 and a touchdown. Mac Jones showed up today. He showed up. 35 or 54. Bill letting him throw it out there 54 times. 316, 3 touchdowns, interception. Zeke wasn't doing too much eating. 7 carries, 29 yards. It is what it is with him. But it surprised me that Mac Jones showed up. He did what he had to do. He had some flashes of quarterback brilliance in the pocket that I saw. He made some very good throws because I was watching that one right before we hopped on the record. Um, he's looking good. He's looking better than what I thought he would be. It's just I feel like you feel about them about the Raiders. I feel like that's one of the most least talented teams over there. They don't have enough. You have guns. You may have guns in the fight, but are all your guns capable of doing what everybody else's guns can do? Right. So it's going to be the same thing with them. And this is the other way I think about it. Jalen Hurts stayed at 170 yards. I feel like you guys got the least version of him that you can get, and you didn't pull it out, but you guys put up a hell of a fight against him. And I guess Bill is ready to kind of start taking the reins off of Mac, and he's gonna let it fly if he let him throw 54 times today. So we'll see how that kind of works out for him, like in the long run. I'm still on the stink, stank, and stunk though with the wide receiver core over there. They performed well today. They did. I'm not gonna lie about that. They performed well today. But it was a lot of spread out performances. I feel like, because just looking at it, you're looking at Bourne had 64, Stevenson had 64, Henry had 56. Douglas had 40. He spread the ball around a lot and he got his touchdowns, but that's always a good thing whenever you can spread the ball around and there's no primary focus. So that is a good thing for New England. But I think I hate to say this, I think Bill wants him to do the same thing that he leaned on Tom forever. I want you to do more with less and bring me the championship. I want you to go cook me that tomahawk steak, and I'm gonna give you the Walmart steak, and I need you to make it happen right now, and just make this happen. And hey, maybe that might work in the long run. Maybe he might develop more. Like I said, the greatest swindle in history to me was whenever he pumped Matt Castle up enough, and Matt Castle I think he got Matt Castle I think he traded Matt Castle, and Matt Castle, I think they got back like a second round pick or something for Matt Castle at the time. And that, to me, that was one of the biggest swindles in history because Matt Castle never went better than 8-8 after that.
I would say in Matt Castle's defense, that was an era of they were all trying to basically get the next Matt Schaub.
Yeah.
And like, hey, who is the backup that had to come in and basically do something with the team, with the incumbent team, because the quarterback is out for the season or out for a big stretch. Because think about it, bro. That was the Kevin Kolb era. That was the Matt Flynn era.
Yes.
That was the shit. Who else? It was a bunch of guys that got AJ Feely got like starting gigs because they filled in for a quarterback because that quarterback got hurt, and basically they got big money and big new jobs because they did well in that time,
True.
not thinking about the fact that it's like, oh, they were with this core of guys that was already good. They were practicing with this team and just, and a lot of people just didn't really have tape on them. Then they got tape and they got thrashed. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was just that.
And I'm gonna just throw this out there. Side note: Nick Foles the best backup ever.
This is David Garrard erasure.
Well, there's a reason I'm gonna throw it on Nick Foles. Nick Foles went out there and beat.
No, because I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you right there. This is Kurt Warner erasure.
Oh, well, Kurt became a starter. Okay.
Yeah, but he was the third string. Like
that is true.
Trent Green was supposed to be the starter for that Greatest Show on Turf team. He got hurt at the end of the preseason, and Kurt Warner came in.
Okay. So Nick Foles, second or third best backup ever, won a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is the sidetrack, people. So just follow us down this line. So what are we gonna do with Tom Brady? Because like Tom Brady was a backup,
but they wound up trading Bledsoe, didn't they?
I don't know what happened with Bledsoe.
Because Bledsoe erased about a history and just Tom Brady appeared. Like,
well, he was knocked out by Mo Cox, and then basically that was that. I don't know if he got traded, but
because didn't he end up in New York? No, or he was in New York first, and then he wound up in New England, or was it New England and then he went to the Jets?
He was traded to the Bills.
He was traded. Okay, so he went to the Bills. Okay, so he still stayed in the New York area.
Yeah.
I always think of Brady as like the best far out pick that ever blossomed. Cause he went like 199, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I think about Brady. Brady was like the best. You're not gonna. Brady is the box of cereal that you desire that's on the top shelf that went way into the back, and you know that this is about to be the best cereal ever because nobody else knew that it was back there, and I had to go through all of this, and then when I got it, this cereal performed for the best for 20 years. That cereal had 20 years shelf life, 20 plus years shelf life on it. Yeah. But, well, okay, this is how I'm going to throw it in. Nick Foles, hell of a backup quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
But that goes back to what we were talking. You talking about in the same year?
Yeah, in the same.
Then that goes back to Kurt Warner. That was all in the same year.
Yeah, but Nick Foles never became a starter. Kurt Warner is infinitely a better quarterback than Nick Foles. Nick Foles just had the best run at that.
Nick Foles did become a starter. Nick Foles got signed to
every time he become a starter, he become a backup again.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying the whole backup to starter, but I'm saying like that's why Kurt Warner would be that. Because Kurt Warner was the backup. Kurt Warner was a journeyman.
Yes.
Until basically that happened.
Yeah, and he had two really good runs. He had the Greatest Show on Turf, and then he had a really good run out there in Arizona too.
And he was gonna be he became the backup after he bombed out of New York when Eli basically became the start.
True.
So I mean, I'm just saying, like,
you got me. Got me.
Look, yeah. We gotta maintain our Silver Fox legends around here as STL legends, even though he's not from the STL, but he's a patron saint and one at heart. I mean, I'm just saying, dog. Like, we can't erase the man.
Definitely can't erase the man. Rams, Seahawks surprised me. Gino, I don't know what happened to you. Rams 30-13. Matt Stafford 334 yards. He died at the field, Rob. He only missed 14 of them. He didn't get a touchdown, but god damn it, I'd be damned if he ain't Dr. Phil. Gino, I don't know what happened. I sang high praises of you for having 4,000 plus yards last year. And tonight just wasn't your night, buddy. It just wasn't your day to make this one happen. And the Rams just took off at the end, bro. The Rams they're there. They're there. Atwell had 6 receptions, 119 yards. The man caught it 6 times and almost had 120 yards. He did what the hell he needed to do. Cam Akers even had like a 1-yard run for a touchdown. That game, I thought the Seahawks were gonna fight a little bit more than what they fought. I just did. I don't know. In my heart of hearts, I thought that they were gonna fight more than what they actually did, and he just went out. Granted, the Rams bought the pain towards the end of that game, and that's what it did the damage at to the end of that game. So I can't go against anything with that one. It just wasn't y'all night with that one. I think they scored 23 in the second half. So it's not too many teams that are gonna go second half on you, and you still win the game. But hey, unless you have a meltdown like Atlanta in the Super Bowl. Atlanta, I'll never forget that. Just knew that y'all had Brady on the ropes and just let him go. Just let him go. Everything that could have went wrong. Everything that went wrong could have went wrong in the second half. Just everything. Makes no sense. Packers, Bears, checking it out. 38-20. Packers pulled one out. Jordan Love, 245, 3 touchdowns. Surprisingly enough, no interceptions over there. Justin Fields, 24-37, 216, touchdown interception. I gotta throw this out there. How good? Where do you think the season?
Where I think what?
Where do you think the ceiling is going to be for Jordan Love?
I don't know. Like, I think he could. I think I see what people have saw in him, like that kind of Mahomes-esque kind of person.
Yeah.
Like he makes the nice throws. I also saw that at Zach Wilson, for what it's worth. But I think he's gonna be a really good quarterback. I think he's gonna be, possibly borderline Pro Bowl quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's gonna be effective. I think he's gonna be effective for that Packers team overall.
I hope that he is, and I also hope on the other side of the ball that Justin Fields becomes, better quarterback.
He's gonna be a star.
You think
Justin Fields is gonna be a Pro Bowl quarterback?
You think he's gonna be a Pro Bowl quarterback? I could see it. I could definitely see it. I could definitely see it. Now, before me and Rob get up out of here, there are 2 more games. Because I'm gonna try and go ahead and get this up before those 2 more games. But we have to go ahead and we got to make a few predictions on for you guys before those come out. So I'm gonna start with the Sunday night game. Cowboys Giants. What we looking at, Rob? What we looking at? This is a division game. This is one of those rivalries.
I will go 28-21 Giants.
28-21 Giants? Okay, so look. I'm going to have to go in the bathroom and scrub my tongue out to this. So, I'm going to throw this one out there. 30-23 Dallas. That shit tastes bad to say. Okay, and I'm going to explain why. I think that Dallas is going to come out and have a good game in the beginning. Because it's the beginning of the season. And we all know the Cowboys do cowboy things like give their fan base a reason to say, look how good we are. And in about 10, 11 weeks, then I'll be backtracking and I'll be able to point back to this episode and tell y'all about how the Cowboys do Cowboy things. And that y'all probably gonna have a hell of a night tonight. Like Dak Prescott is gonna have something like 300 and some yards, 3 touchdowns. They gonna go out there and win this thing. Yell, how about them Cowboys and all this other stuff. And Pollard might have a hell of a game. He might run for like 100 and some yards and a touchdown or two, and all of this other good mess. CeeDee Lamb 100 and some yards receiving, and they gonna win, and they gonna throw up the star and all of this other stuff, and ride out and click heels and wear cowboy boots and everything else. And then in 10, 11 weeks, I'm gonna be able to point back to this game. Now, unless y'all just want to go ahead and throw it away like Rob said right now, 28-21 of the Giants, I have no problem with that. But I do feel like y'all do Cowboy things at some point during the season. Now, the one more that we have to talk about before we get up out of here. So, the Monday night game, Bills-Jets. How you feeling about it? It's the young boy.
Jets.
Oh, what'd you say?
22-14 Jets.
22-14 Jets. You think Aaron Rodgers or old A-Rod and the Jets gonna pull this one out?
Yep.
So it's the old Matador versus the young bull over there. Josh Allen. Damn, he got you only getting 14, Josh Allen, and he got A-Rod and pulling out 22. I kind of do wanna see that. I wouldn't mind seeing Aaron Rodgers pull this one out because he's feeling some type of way. He's leaving Green Bay. He might. So this is what I'm gonna say. Okay, so I feel like because the game can only have 2 outcomes, I'm gonna give the outcome that I really think is gonna happen. I think I'm right there with you, Rob. I think I'm gonna go a little bit higher though. I got 28-13 Jets. I see A-Rod going out there, and I think he's going to dot the field, and he's going to try to light their ass on fire. Now, the outcome that we both may not see coming is that some kind of way they collapse like a collapsing star and blow up into an epitome, and some kind of way the Bills win this game by a landslide. Didn't know the score, but it's possible to happen. We've seen weirder things. But I'm going to ride out with you. I'm going 28-13, though. I'm going 28-13 Jets. And I think the Jets got this. I think A-Rod probably going to, I'm going to say 275, 3 touchdowns. I'm looking for 275, 3 touchdowns. He gonna get it in there. He's definitely going to dot this. He's definitely going to dot this. Better not let us down, A-Rod. We going for this one. But that has been us. As you know, we had to just come bring y'all a pure NFL episode. Oh, and I almost forgot. We got one little sprinkle of a little college nugget in there. Shedeur.
Bad man.
That's a bad man, right? And I'm going to say this. Deion Sanders, and I think I said this last weekend, he's about to change the landscape of college football as we know it. He's going to change this landscape of college football, and you guys have no clue. That transfer portal is going to be jumping like a 24-hour IHOP. Whenever this comes around, and mark my words, if this leads to him winning some sort of championship and him ever winning a national championship, they're going to figure out how to do something about that damn transfer portal, Rob. They're going to figure out how to do it. And the next thing that I see behind that, if that doesn't work, they're going to figure out it's going to be colleges recruiting old NFL guys, or at least putting a coach in place and having an NFL guy draw the talent to him. And that's going to be the next move right there. I think that's where this is headed. Because Deion is undoubtedly, he's winning. And he got a hell of a talent with his son back there, the quarterback. But if this leads to championships or the building of a national championship team at the college level or multiple championships for a school because of that, they're going to figure out how to do something about that. You think that they got it or what?
I mean, yes, with 2 games in, I think they're gonna be all right. I'm not at the point where I'm like they're gonna beat a USC, they're gonna outlast the Oregon, they're gonna outlast I think who else is still left in there. Yeah, I mean at least USC and Oregon. I mean UCLA, I'm not sure, but I mean they put the beats on TCU and they put the beats on Nebraska, and he's done the damn thing.
Yes,
but yeah, I don't know if I'm at the point where it's like he's going to basically be the Ragnarok.
I think if he gets USC, if he gets one of those huge ones,
I mean, if he gets one of those huge ones, shit, he might fucking coach the Cowboys. Like, but yeah, it's hard to kind of say like where he is right now, like in the grand scheme of things. I think it's monumental that he's done what he's done. But it's also like it's still some work in progress. It's still some, things that to be done, I would say.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot to be done. But we've taken up enough of you guys' time. We just had to bring y'all pure football in honor of the NFL Week 1 coming to y'all, because we've been waiting on this. Y'all know that we've been waiting on this. We've been getting at y'all every week about we can't wait till football. And it's here, baby. And y'all going to get more football. We're going to go back to another more structured show. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything and stuff pops up. Like I said, short videos coming in soon. Tell your people about us. We trying to draw the traffic. Let everybody know, like, comment, subscribe. Come kick it with us here. Put this on in the car. Put this on while you're in the house cleaning up. Go ahead and give us a listen. Leave us comments and stuff. We love doing this. And got anything else to say, Rob?
Good night, Canada. Love my shirt.
You gotta love the mall shirt, bro. That's a cool ass shirt. Yeah, one of the greatest. Personally, my favorite receiver of all time. Also, I'm just saying that I love you, Jerry, but you they ain't have a term called Rice out there. It's Moss. It's Moss. I'm just saying. But we love y'all. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Come tell us what you guys think. Love you guys. We out. Peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bra Amigos podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.